Hello and welcome, my Gemini collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Welcome to your What Do I Need read for this full moon in Cancer to new moon in Capricorn, December into January 2021. Oh my goodness, we made it, my gems. I am your reader, Markangelo Lyons, Mal for short, professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Drawing the Circle Productions, the Archangel of Lyons, Markangelo Lyons, but you can call me Mal. Hey. Hey, my truly outrageous gems. I love you all. Thank you so much, my subscribers, for returning, for coming back to the channel, getting some clues, tips, and hints about what you need for this full moon in Cancer on December 29th, 5:28 a.m. I'm going to be doing something here on the channel the night before. I can pretty much tell you that because I'm not going to have it that early in the morning to do my full moon stuff. We'll catch it on the waxing side of that. But then we are looking at the waning moon. What do I need read? In Capricorn, new moon in Capricorn, Wednesday the 13th of January 2021, and it's at midnight. So, you know, you gotta wait till after midnight to do your new moonish kind of stuff. You get what I'm saying? Because it'll be dark moon up until that point. That being said, we are doing an 8-card draw, 8 different decks, 1 card each, different aspects of the divine, what I call my divine pantheons, angels, goddesses, gods, ascended masters, and the higher selves of all involved. I work with more than that, but for these reads, that's more than enough. They cover pretty much a lot of ground that way. So do remember it is a general read. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. And we're looking at the waning side of things, what you need to let go of, dissolve, release, forgive, you know, alchemize from lead to gold, hence the Caroline Myss archetype cards. And if you are new to my channel, just hang in there, explain the cards as I go, what they mean, how they work, and all that jazz. Cool? Really, all I ask you to do, my beautiful mutable air signs, that was a little tricky, just focus on your breath. Be here now, right? We find your mind drifting, just bring it back to the breath so you can really feel what's going on in your energy system in terms of resonation. Take what resonates, mean what's going on in your body when you get a piece of information. Just because you don't like it doesn't mean it's not resonating. It might be like, oh no, right? That's a resonation. It rings true, right? So I guess that's about it. All the decks that I read are all the way at the bottom of the description box. Check them out if you want. There's also some other cool links on the way down there. And if you'd like to book me for a private read, it's very simple. Just find me on social media and we'll work it out. I do Skype. Facebook Messenger is the best I've worked with so far doing video reads, and I prefer that rather than just recording the reads. I know other readers do that. That's fine, to each their own. But I've been reading clients face-to-face for decades, like literally sitting across the table, and obviously can't do that right now. So you know how to find me, Markangelo Lyons. Send me a message and we'll set something up. I am going to be traveling for a few days over the holiday. My family and I have all been quarantining. It's only 4 of us getting together. I'm driving up to Saratoga on the 23rd, and we'll be back that weekend at some point to get the next set of readings done, which is going to be the timeless soulmate reads. So I guess that's about it. Focus on your breath. Be here now. Let's do this. Breathe. Here we go. My collective pantheons. You know, I pray and meditate every morning and do yoga and breath work. So it's not like this is my first time connecting with my pantheons in the day. So please, my collective pantheons of angels, goddesses, gods, masters, and the higher selves of all involved, please, I need 1 card in clarity for the Gemini collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs from this full moon in Cancer to new moon next in Capricorn, December into January 2020. Please, what is the dominant archetype they are dealing with within themselves, within another, within a situation, any part of that, all of that, for this full moon to new moon next December, January 2021. The companion archetype. Now, the lighting here is a little tricky. There's a lot of sunlight going on, so I had to pull the blackout drapes. Otherwise, I would have been blinded, right? So I will read you what is on that card, but do you know that it is a member of the healing family of archetypes, right? So even though companion sounds very relationship-oriented, it certainly it is. This can be very soulmatey, except we've got the shadow and the light attributes. Every archetype, every soul power is neutral. It's all about the learning curve of how you alchemize the lead to gold, the shadow to light, etc. And that's waning moon. Lead has 3 more atoms than gold. literally, but symbolically speaking, what are you letting go of, right? To make that alchemy happen. The shadow attribute, what you don't want to look at within yourself, or you don't want anybody to know if you have seen it within yourself. Betrayal by misusing confidences, right? I have vows of confidentiality that I took decades ago. I'm still held to them, so I'm not allowed to get away with that. Loss of personal identity. In other words, who am I without you, right? And this can be friendship. This could be any sort of companion dynamic in the shadow that way. Family member, right? Like I have the companion archetype in my Kairos wheel. It's on my Chronos wheel. Read Sacred Contracts by Carolyn Mace. That will explain that a little bit more. But the light attribute, loyalty, tenacity, and unselfishness. Like in my friendships, I'm very much like that. Even if it's like just because someone's a lover doesn't necessarily mean it's a companion. This is very much a soul power that heals. It's not necessarily romantic. So if you are dealing with someone in your life, companion is usually one-on-one. Add more than that, it's not really companion. It's trio, right? So, the companion is also known as the sidekick, so that can be a little tricky, the power dynamic there, sort of like a bully and a toady, if you know what that is. Wow, that's going backwards in time. So let's keep going. Let's see what the angels have to say. What is the angel that you most need to work on, right? So you need to alchemize or be involved with the alchemization of that companion archetype. Let's see what's going on. What angel you need to work with to help you do that. Breathe. My angels of air in the sign of Gemini, please, one card in clarity for the Gemini collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. My Raphaelites, my angels of the East, powers of air. What's the angel they most need to work with this companion archetype? This could be companioning with the angels or a higher power. Actually, come to hear that in my head now. For this full moon in Cancer to new moon next in Capricorn, December into January 2020. Please just leave the card in my hand. Please just leave the card in my hand, you Gemini angels. Just one, please, not two. And we've got the healing angel of trust. Now, healing trust takes time. And if we're looking at a misusing or an abusing of confidences, then there may be a breach of trust that has gone on in a relationship. This is now very much a relationship reading. But companion in its light really refers to a soul bond. It's a soul contract to help each other heal as soulmate. The shadow attribute, you're teaching each other to heal if you're twin flame. Now, there's a big difference between twin flame and soulmate, but trust is a big issue. So what would the healing angel of trust do? Like, what's its function that way is a really good thing to contemplate. Call upon it, ask for its help. Something as simple as, all right, healing angel of trust, help me heal the trust issues that I have with this person, or they have with me, or we have with each other, so that we can be this light attribute of loyalty, tenacity, and unselfishness. It does feel like a breach of trust, obviously. But like I said, we're doing 8 cards. We've got 3 healing systems, 3 oracles, and 2 tarot. Well, we've got a healing system and an oracle. Let's get our second oracle down. And I love this. This was quite the surprise. The Crystal Oracle by Tony Carmine Salerno. I was like, oh, this is cute. I was up in Saratoga right before Thanksgiving, like I said, visiting my family, very small scale, social distancing and ionizers and all of that. When I stopped into the Magic Moon in Saratoga Springs on Fila Street, picked it up, I was like, oh, this is cute. And then I started working with it. I was like, wow, this thing's deep. So this is dedicated, consecrated, whatever you want, the voice of Archangel Ariel, my personal archangel, who is the Archangel of Lyons. And I'm Archangel of Lyons. You get it? Yeah. Sometimes the universe puts it in great big huge letters so big you can't see it for 30 years, but there you have it. Let's see what crystal you need, like either what's written in the book, the actual stone itself, because some of these I ain't never heard of, and I worked in the gem and crystal business for decades, and maybe both. Let's see what they got for you. Breathe. Yeah, I know. Archangel Ariel, please. One card in clarity. They're always whispering in my ear, particularly Ariel, please. One card in clarity, my beloved Archangel Ariel, for this Gemini collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. What is the stone they most need to work with in terms of the oracle message, the actual gem, mineral, or crystal itself? both of those things for the Gemini collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign this full moon in Cancer to new moon next in Capricorn, please. Oh, you got the sexuality one. Crocoite. I don't forget this. First of all, look at that second chakra orange going on there. Crocoite. Oh, I opened right to it. You know that. It's a sign. It's synchronicity. Someone call Aaron Spelling. All right, he's crossed. Crocoite. Change. Creativity. Sexuality. So just like looking at these three cards on the table, the companion with trust, creativity, change, and sexuality, there's something that has gone on here in this relationship that you need to deal with this full moon to new moon next. Ready? A new phase in your life is just around the corner. Creative possibilities surface from a chance encounter with someone new. This encounter, see, but with that companion archetype with trust, this might be somebody new coming in that you've been burned before, right? So you got to heal your trust issues, but there's definitely a charge here. Your sexual energy is also on the rise, and this draws new people and circumstances into your life that you will find exciting and stimulating. Now, I'm wondering if this trust issue, because I really felt it before, that this was a relationship that's already established, but you might be getting a new beginning here. We'll see what happens in the tarot. Wonderful changes are in store for you, yet you are also being warned to be cautious. Appearances can often be deceiving. Trust issues. So look for inner beauty and truth before you allow yourself to be swept off your feet. Now, hey, Melks, you want to lay down? W.C. Field says, never work with animals or children on stage. Well, I'm not on stage. I'm on the couch. I got some lower back issues going on. I need a massage and a chiropractor's chat, but it's okay. I've got the love of my voice. You lay down and stop knocking cards down. Come on, lay down. He's my Taurus. Like, it's not like he listens. It looks like you're getting ready to be swept off your feet here. And I get it, like it's going to play itself out different for a general read. For some of you, you've really been burned by close companions. They betrayed you. So the trust issue is there, or maybe you did the betraying. You know, again, general read. Real well, if you're a cross watcher, right, then maybe that applies to you one way or the other. But with that crocoite, like the sexual vibe on this, the attraction, that there is a soul companion. This really is starting to feel like soulmate, but it could be twin flame if those trust issues are meant to, you learning how to heal those trust issues, soulmate, you help each other heal that. So not going to be able to tell that, but let's keep going. Let's see what else hits the table as we've got one healing system, two oracles. Let's get your two tarot. Daughters of the Moon for the internal, what you need to be aware of inside of yourself. Mythic tarot, what you need to be aware of outside of yourself. Divine feminine, divine masculine, yin, yang, heart, throat, third eye, crown, solar plexus, sacrum and root, if you want energetic coordinates. That's the word I was looking for yesterday. Coordinates. Couldn't find it. Breathe. My goddesses of air and the sign of Gemini, the divine feminine, the divine yin, the yin force, please. One card in clarity for the Gemini collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. This full moon in Cancer to new moon next in Capricorn, please. What do they need to be aware of inside of themselves, particularly their heart, throat, third eye, crown chakra, second level of power, the personal world, the psychological world. It's called the interior world, please. One card in clarity. For my Geminis, please, December, January, full moon to new moon next. Four of Cups. Now here in this deck, it is called sorrow, and certainly that might be the case. But it does feel like there's loss of trust, that there is sadness inside of you. It's only a 4. It's not, maybe it is depression and sadness, but it really does feel like there's an opportunity for things to change here. Now, again, this could be the loss of trust, the loss of a companion, someone new coming in, if that's your deal. It could be that this is a betrayal that has happened in your life with a soul companion scheduled, needed to happen. You can trust. See, call the angel of trust, say, can I trust that this is part of the divine plan and somehow this is a benefit to me? Somehow this is teaching me something, it's growing. If we only grew through joy, oh, please, we would have been in nirvana thousands of years ago. We have to alchemize through pain as well. Pain and suffering. It's just how the dualistic paradigm, but we're working towards that fifth dimensional consciousness, right? Really seeing it all from a higher perspective, maybe even an eighth chakra point of view, that transpersonal nature, seeing it, right? So this is something that, I don't know if it's karmic or it's definitely soul contract, but I can't get away from that Crocoite card really talking about that there's a strong attraction here. You're probably having trouble letting go of somebody energetically because it's heart, third eye, and crown. Let's see what's going on in the lower three chakras here. I wasn't expecting this to be a relationship read. That's why I do relationship reads other than these, right? You know, so that these what do I need reads are really more like 8 cards of spiritual counseling. So let's see. Breathe. My gods of air in the sign of Gemini, Hermes in particular, if you would, please, 1 card in clarity for my Gemini collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, this full moon in Cancer to new moon next in Capricorn. They've got the companion archetype here that needs to be alchemized from lead to gold, the angel of trust that needs to be called in, Wolfenite, that creativity, sexuality, and change. And it feels like there is a change a-coming on here if it's not already underway. With that card of sorrow on the inside, and it does feel like sorrow. It does feel like missing somebody. It does feel like crying your eyes out, but no one may know that. Let's see. What does this look like on the outside, please? Ace of Swords. So there is new communication, or at least a new idea about it, new clarity. You know, as we process emotionally, water, the element of emotion, is evaporated into air, the element of thought. So you might be getting new insight about this, although that would be heart, third eye, and crown. This feels like either communication, a new seed of communication, right? Someone new is coming in. Just wondering if this is a come around, a comeback, right? Somebody in the past, you're going back, that there's a reaching out. And it is the holiday season, and granted, by the time this hits on the 29th, I'm doing them in advance, you will have much more of those holidays behind you. But just keep that in mind. A communication is coming in or going out. And again, general reading, if you're really from a place of sorrow, then you really need to call in that angel of trust to trust yourself. If you are the one who did the betraying, to at least reach out and say, hey, I fucked up. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I betrayed you. You know, sin of omission, right? It might not have been about lying, it's just you didn't tell them the whole truth, right? All right, we've got a very interesting read here, and 4 cards down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards down. I can count. Let's see what the Ascended Masters have to say in the next 2 cards. Both of these are healing systems. The Chuck Spezzano Love Pack and the Healing Mantra deck by Matt Kahn. Let's see what the Ascended Masters have to do, and I'm going to ask the Ascended Masters of soul contracts. They do specialize. They're like lawyers. Breathe. Yeah. My Ascended Masters of soul contracts, whether this is twin flame or soulmate, we've got a companion archetype being alchemized here, and they need the angel of trust and that Wolfenite. There is something sexual here, but it feels like confidences, that there were secrets that were betrayed or kept or not shared. Like, can you betray a confidence by not sharing something that somebody needs to know, right? So keeping confidence to yourself, but not sharing it to the person who needs it. I wonder, because Gemini, you're all about third house communication. So please, my Ascended Masters, Chuck Spezzano Love Pack. What is the piece of luck that they don't see that they need to embrace and look at? Or what is the piece of healing that they need to acknowledge and implement? Or what is the piece of grace that permeates the situation that they need to tune to and flow with? Or what is the piece of the problem that they need to address and perhaps work on the solution for? This full moon in Cancer to new moon next in Capricorn, December, January 2021. You've got the problem card of holding on. This could be somebody trying to leave and someone is holding on to them, right? So this could be you're trying to get out of something, they're holding on to you, or someone else has walked away and you're holding on to them, that is the overall problem, and I'm going to say for you. Now, the thing is if you're trying to move towards somebody and away from somebody to go towards somebody here, which does feel like that a little bit, right? And that would explain that feeling of that information coming and going, as well as the attraction. Do I trust? Should I leave this person to go towards this person? It feels like your answer is yes, but again, it's going to play itself out differently for everybody. Well, it's really either yes, no, or I need more time. So there is always that third choice, the middle road, right? So let's keep going. The Ascended Masters gave us the card of holding on, the healing mantra, because you're an air sign. Mantras will work a little bit quicker, mutable air. It just depends on how much you actually focus on it and use the mantra. So I'm going to ask those very same Ascended Masters or soul contracts what your healing mantra is. Breathe. My Ascended Masters or soulmate contracts, please. One card in clarity. What is the perfect healing mantra for the Gemini collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video, dealing with the alchemy of this companion archetype on a waning moon? They need to call upon the angel of trust. They need to work with that Krakoite vibe in some way or another in order to really embrace, deal with that Four of Cups sorrow within them, so that they can communicate clearly with that Ace of Swords or receive that communication. Either way, it's happening in the physical, literal world, where they are solving this problem of holding on, whether someone's holding on to them, they're holding on to someone, and a guilt, out of shame, just doesn't feel good. So please, what is their perfect healing mantra for the Gemini collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs this full moon in Capricorn, this full moon in Cancer to new moon in Capricorn, December, January 2021. Embodying my soul. This is unexpected. Well, it is a soul contract, I guess, just linguistically that makes sense. I have a right to be excited. I have a right to be excited. See, I feel, I have no planets in Gemini, I feel, embodying my soul, I have a right to be excited. That you are excited about somebody, and you have a right to be. It feels like one companion relationship is ending and another one is beginning. You might be going from, well, twin flame is really what I call the old karmic relationship. To me, when it comes to one-on-one relationships, there's twin flame and soulmate, and that's it, pretty much. And soulmate, you help each other heal. It feels like you're going from a twin flame to a soulmate. Because the creativity, the change. Of course, the maxim is, are you helping each other heal mutually? Soulmate. Are you teaching each other how to heal yourselves? Twin flame. Sounds good on paper. Sucks in reality, right? Because it's the crucible. It's the flame, right? But there is a strong sexual vibe here. I mean, it's not like I'm feeling it physiologically, but it's like, can I trust this? Can I trust this? Can I trust if I walk away from this that I'm not walking into? And you know what? No one gets guarantees. It doesn't matter how much analysis, how many card readings you do, trust me. Some things are just the mystical path. Some things are just the spiritual path, in the sense that you gotta trust. Because, you know, if Luke Skywalker had the guarantee, it wouldn't have been much of a movie. Oh yeah, this is what happens in the end. Give him your hand. Let's give Luke a hand. Oopsie. He needs one now. Spoiler. Really old fucking spoiler, but there we go. Last card down. Voices of the higher self. Usually these put a nice thread through everything. And I love how they designed the reading this time. My guides literally did that. Collective pantheons of angels, goddesses, gods, ascended masters, and the higher selves are all involved. I like that. You want to come sit with me again, Melky? Knock my cards off the table? No? Are you my companion? Yeah, you and your brothers. Breathe. Oh, please, the higher selves of all involved, not just the Gemini, but whoever else is involved here. Wow, the room got crowded. higher selves, fifth dimensional and above for the Gemini collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. What is the Whisper of Love from the Whisper of Love Oracle? Our last card down in the third oracle, please, for this Gemini collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, this full moon in Cancer to new moon next in Capricorn, dealing with the companion archetype that they need to alchemize, the angel of trust they need to heal with, the wolfenite, that change, creativity, and sexuality being swept off their feet that they need to embrace, deal with. That Four of Cups inside of them, which can be anything really from sadness to boredom to regret to shame. It's just really that Four of Cups card. Like it's high tide emotionally for the Geminis, which is not their bailiwick, unless of course they have other planets, you know, water planets going on there. But that Ace of Swords, that I feel like they need to communicate. Why? Because they need to address the problem of someone holding on or them holding on, that there needs to be truth here. At least that Ace of Swords will either clear the path or cut something away, and maybe both. It does feel that way, so that they can embody their soul. Now, I haven't read this yet. I will read that, but they told me to get this card down first. Do you hear what I have to deal with? Come here, bugger. So the higher selves of all involved, please. What is the piece of information, inspiration, or insight most needed by this Gemini collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, this full moon in Cancer to new moon next in Capricorn, December, January 2021? Appreciate this moment. Each and every situation has an opportunity to grow and find love. So I'll agree with that. This process that you are going through is not for nothing. The sadness that you are going through is not for nothing. Whatever that Four of Cups sorrow is, this holding on. It's not that you've done something wrong. It's just something that served you and no longer does, is my sense. And if you are holding on to someone, it feels like if it's mutual, they're holding on to you, then you're looking at, I'm glad the Devil card didn't come up, but this could be a codependent thing, right? Let's not forget the shadow here, loss of personal identity. Who will I be? Now, I was married when I was 22 years old to a guy. We weren't legally married. It wasn't legal yet, right? And as much as the marriage taught me so much, and it was, we had joint bank accounts and a house and everything. I was young, I was 22. But by the time 27 came around, it was over. And I learned more from the breakup about myself. It was twin flamey in the end. Learned how to heal myself in ways that I'm still using and teaching and sharing with other people, right? So I got a lot out of that. And that's why I appreciate this moment. Like, journal it, write it down, communicate it in some way, shape, or form. Let me get you this embodying my soul here. I have a right to be excited because it feels like this is soul contract oriented. And do you, because if you don't move towards that which excites you and calls you, yes, there's a risk. You're going to end up resenting the person that you're holding on to and who's holding on to you. It's just how it works. I did not write that rule, right? What are we here? Embodying my soul. I have a right to be excited, and you do. When your soul is embodied, you are grateful to be alive. You are aware of life as a precious opportunity to experience the frequency of your own light through the unique attributes, characteristics, and senses of a person. Now, that's a long run-on sentence, but I am going to say that that is almost the opposite of this, right? Like sorrow and maybe hopelessness, right? This is totally the opposite end of that, which is very Gemini. It might just take one communication to turn this thing around, and an ace, not even like an involved conversation, although they can certainly lean to that. As your soul becomes embodied, you are elated to be part of life's cosmic play, no matter how bad things seem, right? So this is something that you can take power back. This is almost like companioning yourself in a way, saying, let me really look at this. Let me think about this, and let me embody my soul to really feel the joy. That is my birthright. This mantra is ideal for developing courage, right, to walk away or let go. Finding your inner voice, Gemini, which isn't the outer voice. It's that inner voice. It's that finding that within yourself that is really the voice of your higher self, your soul, and feeling safe in your body. Which I wonder how much of a part of this that is, particularly if you are with somebody, living with somebody, married, whatever, and you're really being called elsewhere. It feels like it's about you getting that my soul wants this. My personality may be afraid. My personality might be in chains of codependence, right? Abuse, neglect. But with that card of sorrow, then there's also the wound of loss there. Those are the 4 ego wounds: abuse, neglect, codependence, and loss. So if you have lost before, you might be clinging on to this person that's who hasn't lost before, clinging on to this person that is really not good for you anymore, while the universe is upped the magnetism between you and somebody else. Now look, you're going to have to negotiate that. But I think it all starts with speaking the truth. Hopefully not blunt. You can finesse it, but appreciate this moment. Each and every situation has an opportunity to grow and find love. And find love. That's the thing, find love. So let's put this all together for you. In a little prayer blessing thingy that I do. Take a nice deep breath. May the Gemini collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs be blessed with all that they need. This full moon in Cancer to new moon next in Capricorn, December, January 2021, that they may have the courage to say what needs to be said about this creativity, change, sexuality, crocoite energy in their life, because they're embodying their soul and they have the right to be excited. So let them deal with the problem that they need to deal with the holding on, calling in the angel of trust that they're being guided in the right direction by the divine, whether anybody else likes it or not, so that they can be the healthy soul companion with loyalty, tenacity, and unselfishness. Although that unselfishness means that they are going to follow their higher self, not the self that's terrified and afraid, because there has been loss. There is sorrow here that they need to resolve. But yet they need to appreciate this moment, that there is an opportunity to grow and find love here for their well-being and for the well-being of all. So motivate. And so it is. There you have it, gems. Thank you so much for watching. Truly my pleasure. If something resonated for you, hit the thumbs up button. It just helps other people see the work. You want more of me? Subscribe. Everybody wants more of Mel. And I never take myself too that seriously anyway. So really wishing you the very best and the very blessed. Comment if you like. I would like to know what this is about. Who's the companion you're letting go of? Who's the companion? I guess you can't say that too publicly, but let me know. Who's holding on to who? Who's zooming who?